So the United States Senate unanimously passed a resolution to...
Okay, a couple of clarifications from this video from last night, because I think folks are taking it in the wrong way. We heard early in the day yesterday from Senate Democrats that they would be supporting this resolution to make a Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, whatever. This is the same kind of resolution as National Pancake Day, National Third Cousins Day, that kind of shit. And we heard from Congressman Jamie Raskin and others that they were like, hey, Democrats, this is a no-win for us. Do not take the bait and vote against this resolution, no matter what you may think about making a Charlie Kirk Day. If you vote against this, you are falling into a trap that the Republicans are laying. And so let's just go ahead and vote for this and move right along. It doesn't make a national holiday where everybody is taking off work. This is just a resolution. And there were a number of outlets that were reporting late last night that that was passed unanimously in the Senate, that resolution. But, when I did some more digging on it, it doesn't appear to have been a roll call vote. It appears to have been a voice vote. So I couldn't actually find a list of who was present for that vote. If you found that list somewhere, please let me know. The point I was trying to make in that video was okay, this is just a bunch of political theater, and we are watching Democrats have to go along with it, and there's no real business of governing the American people that is happening. This is what 2025 America is. Congress is spending their time making a Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. I did not expect so many people in the comments to be like, fuck my senator, I'm going to make sure they don't get reelected. That was not the point of my video. No. If you watch the whole video, I know it's a long video. If you watch the whole video, the whole point in me talking about that resolution, which got quite a bunch of press, especially in conservative media, was to get you to keep watching the video to talk about the really crucial thing that happened yesterday. The thing that actually was of significance, and not in a good way, right? This resolution was just a bunch of political theater. The real bad thing that happened yesterday was that Republicans crammed through 48 of Donald Trump's nominees all at once, denying every senator the chance to fulfill their duty, their constitutional duty as senators around advice and consent of Donald Trump's executive nominees. This is a really bad scene. This is the authoritarian overreach. This is Republicans in the Senate abdicating their constitutional duty, betraying their constituents, etc., etc. That was the point of that video. I realize I probably rather clumsily was trying to hook people with this story about the Charlie Kirk resolution and get them to keep watching and be like, okay, that's a bunch of nonsense. Here's the real problem. Democrats voted against this cram through of 48 nominees, but Republicans, because they are just absolutely under Donald Trump's thumb, they will do any fucking thing he wants, including hand over their constitutional duty, hand over the power of the legislative branch to Donald Trump in order to amplify the would-be king dictator power of the executive. And it's just it's flying under the radar in the news, and we've got to draw attention to it. There are midterms coming up, and Republicans in Congress are betraying their constituents, abdicating their duty. They are refusing to check Donald Trump and his authoritarian overreach, and that is a massive problem. They are freely giving up their power. They are freely handing over this democracy, and we have got to make them pay for it at the ballot. We deserve to have a representative democracy again. And Republicans have made it really, really fucking clear they have no interest in representing you or me, any of their constituents. All they're gonna do is lick Donald Trump's boots. That was the point of that video. So I did not want people in the comments to be like, fuck the Democrats in the Senate. Oh, y'all, they were in a no-win situation. They were put in a terrible position intentionally by Republicans to say, you've got to vote for this. If you don't vote for this, then it's going to be real easy for MAGA to justify political violence against you. It's going to be really easy to be like, what, you wouldn't vote to commemorate our national hero that we put on Air Force 2 that we're using for our political machinations. We've turned him into a martyr. We're going to use him for our ends. And at this moment in time, we've got MAGA all whipped up into a frenzy. So if you don't vote for this, it's going to be politically damaging for you. So you really have no choice, right? Democrats were backed into a corner, and I completely agree with Jamie Raskin that they really didn't have a choice. But that wasn't the point of my video. I often will use a rather salacious story or a story that's very eye-catching to try and draw people in and get you to pay attention to the thing that's actually much more consequential. So if you just watched the first 20 seconds of that video and you are pissed about this resolution to make Charlie Kirk Day, and you're mad at your Democratic senator, What I want you to look at is the story from yesterday about Republicans changing Senate rules to cram through 48 Trump nominees without a thorough review by the Senate. What I want you to pay attention to is the way that your Republican senator is an active collaborator with fascism. And then I want you to start organizing for the midterms. We need a massive get out the vote movement. We need strong candidates in the primaries. We need people who are willing to run for office that will fight for democracy. We don't need corporate establishment Democrats who care far more about their corporate and foreign interest donors who are funded by dark money and foreign governments. No, we need progressive candidates who will fight for democracy. And we need absolutely to vote Republicans out. Republicans have got to pay at the ballot box for what they are doing to us now. They are deeply unpopular. The latest polls are pretty fucking devastating for Republicans, but that has to convert into results in the midterms. Also, just one more thing here. We can't wait till the midterms, actually. We have to be organizing right now. Join your local grassroots movement, get plugged in. There's 5051 or Indivisible or Democracy Forward or Surge. Figure out how you can get plugged in to all of the myriad ways that you can actively resist fascism on a daily basis, push back against what the regime is doing, protect and defend free and fair elections, and make sure that these fascist motherfucking Republicans don't ever get their hands on our government again. Trump is a frail, aging man. His days are numbered because he is mortal, just like the rest of us. He doesn't want to admit that he's mortal, but he is. He is in ill health. A post-Trump era is coming sooner rather than later. And all of the Republican collaborators with fascism, all of the Republicans in Congress who are betraying the American people, including through their action yesterday to cram through 48 Trump nominees, including Kimberly Guilfoyle, like woefully unqualified people. Yeah, there has to be a consequence for that. The post-Trump era is coming. We have to organize right now to make sure that we bring it about. Organize with your grassroots groups. Support your progressive candidates who are willing to fight for democracy, fight for free and fair elections. That was the point of that video. So sorry, it was a little bit clumsy. Sorry, it was a little bit roundabout. Please don't be, this is the I'm never voting for Democrats again. I think a lot of those comments were bots, by the way, if you go back and watch that video. No, Republicans are the party of fascism. Republicans are the ones throwing you under the bus, throwing me under the bus, throwing our children's future under the bus. They're the ones who are trying to strip away our rights and give all of our tax dollars to the billionaires. So let's do something about it.